In a quiet village, Appa lived simply. Nothing about his life was impressive, yet nothing about it felt lacking. He carried himself without worry. He was not chasing more. He was living with what already was. Every morning, he watered the garden himself. He believed what you care for with your own hands stay different. He noticed which plant needed more, which one was already strong. When he saw the young girl passing by, he stopped. He handed her a flower. She smiled as if she had received something rare. In the evening, he sat on the bench with a handful of grain. The bird came without fear. He never chased them. He simply opened his hand. Sometimes someone watched from a distance. Sometimes no one did. It did not change the way he lived. Miles away, Rayan measured his life in numbers, deadlines, calls, rising graphs. He spoke sharply, decided quickly. Yet nothing ever felt finished. At night, the city glowed beneath him. He stood by the glass walls of his apartment, looking down at 1,000 lights. He had everything he once chased, but silence was louder than success. And for the first time, he did not know what he was building anymore. Back in the village, life moved without noise. When people came to him, he didn't interrupt. He poured tea first, then he listened. He did not fill silence, he allowed it. And people found their own answers inside it. When something broke, he stood up, picked up his tools, and worked. No speeches, just action. No awards, no applause, just quiet trust. And sometimes, this is the highest respect a man can earn. Then one night, the sky broke. Wind bent the trees, rain erased the paths. Clay pots shattered, roots torn out. Months of care undone in hours. He stood in the wreckage, not angry, just still. Loss has a quiet sound. In the mud, one flower remained, bent alive. He did not mourn what was gone. He gathered what he could save. Work begins again. By evening, smoke rose, not as a signal of defeat, but of resolve. When storms take food, you cook what remains. He fed others first, even when his own fields were empty. Strength is measured in what you give when you have little. The next day, no one waited to be asked. They came. Hammer, rope, wood. The fence rose again, stronger than before. While the village rebuilt quietly, far away, Rayan was building something else. One day, far from the city, Rayan drove along an old village road, not to visit, just passing through. He noticed the man at a half-built fence. The car stopped. He stepped out. He saw they were working together. Hammer striking wood, hands steady, voices easy. They laughed while rebuilding, as if the storm had not taken anything important. Appa looked up, their eyes met, just recognition, as if Rayan had always been expected. Rayan stood by the fence, cup in hand, listening to laughter he didn't understand, but somehow needed. The sun lowered. The noise inside him grew quiet. For the first time, he wasn't in a hurry. He sat beside Appa. No advice, no lecture. Just a man, unhurried. Hands that worked, eyes that rested. Rayan didn't learn through words. He learned through presence. And something inside him softened. He stood by the fence, tea warm in his hands. This time, he wasn't watching the village. He was watching himself. Something was shifting, deep, silent, real. Rayan understood Strength wasn't control, it was attention. He stepped forward, knelt down, eye to eye. For the first time in years, he wasn't chasing tomorrow, he was here. Then he laughed. Food was shared, no questions asked, and something inside him settled. He had built success, but here he began building meaning. Appa stood among the flowers, simple, rooted, not chasing seasons, growing with them. And that image stayed with Rayan. The sun rose slowly, no rush, no applause, just light returning. And Rayan carried that light with him. Glass towers again, numbers again, but something was different. He wasn't restless, he was thinking. He sat across the table. This time he listened, not to respond, but to understand. He handed over the envelope, just a simple gesture for those who needed it more than he did. And this time, he didn't feel powerful, he felt peaceful. Two worlds, not divided, connected. The village gave him roots, the city gave him reach, and now he carried both. Not wanting more, not missing less, just grateful for what he already had. Being happy with what you have doesn't mean you stop building. It means you stop chasing what isn't missing. It means you grow without forgetting who helped you stand. It means you hold what you earn, but you don't close your hands around it. Because what you keep may secure your future, but what you share makes it meaningful. And for the first time, Rayan wasn't looking for more. He was grateful for what was already his.